Russia will hit Ukraine from 7 directions at once. In the event of an attack on Donbass, Russia will strike Ukraine immediately with 7 directions. Any attempt by Kiev to unleash a war in Donbass will lead to the fact that Russia will be ready to strike at Ukraine from at least 7 different directions, without taking into account the capabilities of the Black Sea Fleet and the military aviation of the Russian aerospace forces. We are talking about more than 100,000 army of the Russian military, which are currently stationed near the Ukrainian border, preparing for possible provocations from NATO or to repel attacks by the Ukrainian armed forces on Russian citizens living in the territory of the DPR and LPR. In the above image, you can see a map of the deployment of Russian troops near the Ukrainian border. At the same time, experts pay attention to the fact that a simultaneous attack by Russia from 7 different directions at once will lead to the fact that the forces of the armed forces of Ukraine will be destroyed within 48 to 72 hours. In the event of the involvement of aviation and the fleet, the destruction of the threat may take as little as a day. The buildup of Russian troops near the border with Ukraine has raised fears among Western and Ukrainian officials that the Kremlin may be preparing for large-scale military action, possibly for an invasion. This map, compiled by the New York Times, shows troops, tanks and heavy artillery moving into positions that threaten the expansion of the conflict in eastern Ukraine, and could potentially open a new front on Ukraine's northern border, closer to Kiev. According to Ukrainian and Western officials, there are currently about 100 Russian troops on the border with Ukraine. According to U.S. intelligence agencies, the Kremlin has a plan for a military operation involving up to 000 troops, which could begin in the coming weeks. The New York Times reported.